So today we'll go basic switch configurations. First practical, then we'll go for theory, model wise switch configurations. Then we'll go for theory, model wise switch configurations. So first of all, you want to know what is a Cisco Packet Tracer tool. Okay, you can download from the NetAcad. Your NetAcad login in resources. You can have the different versions of Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, so when you download this Cisco Packet Tracer, you can see the number of components here. Okay, so first one is the network devices. Okay, next when you click on network devices, you can see different routers here, different versions of routers, and end devices. You click on end devices, you can see PC, laptop, server, like TV, whatever it may be. Different components you can see, and this is a MCU board, SBC boards, components, and these are the connections. Different types of connections here. If you see on this connection type, if you click on this, you can see the name of the connection here. Automatic, choose a connection type here is automatic. Then this is a copper straight through. This is a console port, and this is a copper crossover, fiber optical, phone, coaxial, serial DC, serial DTE, and octal is the IoT custom cable for IoT applications, and this is a USB. That you can have the different connections here, and these are miscellaneous, and these are multi-user connections here. So in this, we'll use only for configuration. Here are the routers, these are switches, different types of switches. So you can take one switch here. So how to configure a switch? You can directly configure, but you can use one PC here. Take one PC. So to configure the switch, we need the connections. You can take the console port for configurations. Console, click on console. Okay. Now go for the PC. You can see there is no IP address for this, and if you just place on the mouse on the PC, you can see what is a port, what is a fast Ethernet, what is a gateway, DNS server. It is not set anything. What is the MAC address for this? You can see MAC address in 6 byte. Okay. So double click on PC. Go for desktop. So for IP configurations, so if you want to give any IP address for the PC, so click on static, give the IP address, subnet mask. Okay. So terminal, click on terminal, desktop, click on terminal, okay. So you can see the switch configurations here, switch model. Switch is 1, port 26, we have port 26 for the switch. The model is C2960. Version is, switch version is 12.2. So how to configure a switch? So generally we can have two modes here. One is user executive mode. Next one is the privileged executive mode here. So what is the user executive mode? Generally, when we start the configuration of the switch state is in the user executive mode. That means user executive mode generally allows access to only a limited number of basic monitoring commands here. So which is identified by CLI commands, command line interface, and this ends with the greater symbol. You can see the greater symbol here. Okay. Next one is the privileged executive mode. Privileged executive mode allows access to all commands and features, ends with the hash symbol. So how to go for the privileged mode from the user executive mode? So just type enable. Okay. Enter. So the switch is moving from user executive mode to the privileged mode by entering the command called enable. Okay. This privileged executive mode allows access to all the commands and features, but user executive mode only allows some features, limited number of basic monitoring commands here. Okay. So next one is the global configuration mode. So for global configuration mode, we need to enter configure terminal. Okay. Config T, a shortcut you can write. Configure T or configure terminal. So it is now in a global configuration mode here. First one is the user executive mode. Next one is the privileged executive mode. Next one is the global configuration mode. So to move in and out of the global configuration mode, use the global configuration terminal command here. Again, to return to privileged executive mode, we can use the exit command. If I want to go again back to the privileged executive mode, you can enter exit mode, exit command, and you can go back to the again privileged mode here. Now I am in a configuration mode here. So I want to give some name to my switch. So how can I give my name to my switch here? So I want to go for the configuration mode. So what are the commands I want to type? I want to type in the always in the global configuration mode. So global configuration mode only. Okay, now in privileged mode only limited commands can be executed, and in executive mode also only limited number of commands can be executed. But if you want to enter the all commands should be executed, means you want to go for compulsory for the global configuration mode here. Okay. So if I want to give any name for my switch, okay. So you can in an organization, in a department, you can have 5 to 6 switches fitting. So I want to know which switch I want to configure. So I can give my name to my switch here. So how to give my name to switch to the name here? Just enter host name S1. So I'm giving the switch name as a S1 here. So now it is changed to the S1. You can see it. Okay. So I don't want to name for the switch. Again, I want to go for the original switch name here. Okay. So what is the command I want to use? No host name. So again, it is going to the switch original configuration. So I can give the host name here. Next one. Okay. Next, I want to configure the passwords here. I want to configure the passwords. So I want to secure some user executive mode. Okay. I want to secure the user executive mode access here. So somebody, unauthorized persons may access your switch. So I want to give some passwords for my configurations. Then I can go for securing user executive mode. Okay, I can go for the line console 0 by using line console. I can secure the user executive mode access here. Okay, so I can give some password for this. So generally use the password Cisco or class. Two passwords I can use. One is Cisco, one is the class here. So for this I'm using the Cisco. Okay, for securing the user executive mode access, the command is line console 0 and the password is Cisco. To enable this password, I want to enter login. So by using the login command, I can enable this password for my user executive mode here. Okay. So I will go back again. We'll check again. Exit. Or you can use the Control Z. Exit. Exit. Or I can use the Control Z. So for the switch accessing, it is asking the password here. So unauthorized users cannot access your switch. So I want to secure my user executive mode access here. So I'm using the line console 0 and password is a Cisco. Cisco. I can enter the Cisco and enter. Now you can enable, you are going for the user executive mode. Now your user executive mode is secure with your password called as a Cisco. Okay. You can use any password, but for remembering, I'm using the Cisco and class for in this configurations. So what is the command to enable, to go for the configuration privilege mode? Open your mic and say. Are you there?
Enable.
Enable. Good. EN. You can type EN also. It will come. Next, for global configuration mode.
Configure terminal.
Config terminal. Okay. Okay. So first enter line console configuration mode using line console 0 command in the global configuration mode. You can go for the sub configurations. Next, specify the user executive mode password by using some password called as a Cisco command. Okay. Then you can finally enable the user executive access using the login command. Okay. Now I want to secure privilege executive mode. So after enable, we're getting some hash symbol here. Okay. First one is the user executive mode. Then next one is the privilege executive mode. So I want to secure the privilege executive mode access here. So I want to go for again enter into the global configuration mode. Then next I want to use the command called as a enable secret password. I can use a password class. Okay. Enable secret password for line config for privilege for user executive mode. I'm using a command called as a line console 0 password Cisco. To enable the password, I'm using the login. Then for securing privilege executive mode access, I want to enter into the global configuration mode and I want to use the enable secret class command. Okay, now. So the command is enable secret class. So I want to secure VTI lines here. Okay. So first enter the line VTI configuration mode using line VTI 0 to 15 in the combine global configuration mode. Next, specify VTY password using the password Cisco or class command here, so that we can enable VTY access using the login command here. So before that, I want to go for the line configuration mode. So line VTY. So the ports may be from 16 here, so 0 to 15. Okay. So for each switch, you can have 16 ports or 24 ports, depending upon the model. So first of all, I want to secure the VTI lines access here. So first, enter the line VTI configuration mode using line space VTI VTY space 0 to 15. Command in the global configuration mode. Next, you want to specify VTY password using the password. You may be a class at Cisco password command. Finally, enable VTI access using the login command here. Okay. So I enter the 9 VTY 0 to 15 ports. Then I want to give the password. You want to remember the password. Which password I am giving for the which mode here. Okay. Password I'm giving Cisco again. Then I want to enable this password here. Okay. So for enabling, which command I want to use? Please.
Login.
Okay, good. Login. So this password is enabled here. You can use the N command. Okay. Next, again, you're going for the which mode? Privileged executive mode. If it is a hash, it is a privileged executive mode. If it is a greater symbol, it is a. If you don't
User
know,
executive mode.
User executive mode. Okay. If you don't understand this, you never understand the next models. Okay. You want to understand basic configurations first of all. Even for the router also, same commands I'm using. If you understand switch, you can understand the router. First of all, you want to know what are the user executive mode and what are the global configuration mode, what are the privileged executive mode, what are the commands I'm using for securing, what are the commands I'm using for privileging privileged executive mode, what are commands I'm using for global configuration mode. If you understand this, you can do any programming in the different models you can do in the Cisco. Okay. So config. I can enter short form configure terminal or config T. Okay. So I want to encrypt the password here. You know the Cisco. I know Cisco and class I'm using. So I want to encrypt the password. So to encrypt the password, okay, the startup config and running config files display most passwords in a plain text. Okay, so I'm using the Cisco. If I am entering my password Cisco or class, what is my password I'm using? The startup config files as well as the running config files display most of the passwords in the plain text here. To encrypt all these passwords, okay, I want to encrypt all the passwords. What is encryption again? Anyone? If you are aware of encryption, when I say network security, what is encryption? Why you need of encryption?
Plain text is converted into ciphertext.
Plain text is converted into the coded message. Ciphertext is nothing but some coded message here.
Coded message.
Okay. To encrypt all the passwords, we can use secure service password encryption. Service password encryption. So I can use a tab. Already it will come. No need to type again. Okay, now service. You can just type the service PASS. If you type that and you can click on the tab, total command will be coming here. Okay, service password encryption. Enter. Okay. Then exit. So to encrypt all the passwords, what I am using in the different configuration, different modes, I can encrypt all these passwords by using the service password encryption command. Okay. So I want to see whether this all passwords are encrypted or not. So I can go for the privilege executive mode. Already is in a privilege executive mode. So I want to use on command whether my passwords are, way to verify the passwords on a device are now encrypted or not. So I can use a command called as a show running config. So I can see the passwords here. What is the password I am given for privilege executive mode? Yes. What is the password I am given for privilege executive mode?
Cisco.
Anyone? Cisco. What is the command? Total command I am using?
Enable
Privilege
secret.
executive mode. Enable
secret class.
secret class. Okay. So what is the class? How I'm encrypting my password here? You can see it. So which algorithm I'm using here? I'm saying that I'm using some encryption mechanism to encrypt my password. So MD5, message digest file, I'm using to secure my passwords here. Okay, in cryptography. So enable secret class. This class is now encrypted with some coded message here. Okay. Yes or no? And you want to, you can see the different interface fast Ethernets. So line VTY 0 to 15 I given now. Just click on enter. You can see how many interfaces you can see. Interface fast Ethernet 0 to 15. 15 are there. If it is switch is 24, you can see 24 and 2 gigabit Ethernets for a switch. And VLAN 1, we are not given any IP address. If you want to give the IP address for the switch, I want to go for the interface VLAN. Line console. What is the use of line console? What password I am used?
To set password for primitive user executive.
For user executive mode, I am using the line console command. Line console 0 command. And password I am using is here Cisco. Okay, Cisco is encrypted with the coded message here. You can see this. And login for enable your password. Next, line VTI. What is the password I am using for line VTI? For interface fast Ethernet, I am using the port VTI from 0 to 15. I am securing my ports here. Generally, you can see in a lab, you have how many systems in a lab? In CST? Lab 2 or lab 3 or lab 4? 36 systems. So I'm using 2 switches here. So one switch can give the access to the 24 systems and one switch can give the access to the 12 systems here. Total 36. Yes or no? So I configure only, I am securing only VTI 0 to 15 here. Means 16 ports I have enabled here. 16 ports I secure here. And password is password for line VTI 0 to 15. Password is
Cisco.
class. Yes?
Cisco, sir.
లైన్ కన్సోల్ తీసుకున్నా సిస్కో తీసుకున్నా లైన్ విటే కూడా నేను సిస్కోనే తీసుకున్నా అవునా ప్రివిలేజ్ మోడ్ మాత్రం I use the class. So you can see the encrypted password is same for line console 0, line VTI. Chudandi, Cisco. Yes, again to enable this VTI, line VTI, I'm using the login. Okay. Okay. Again, go for the configuration mode. Config T. I'm entering into the global configuration mode. So I'm using one banner message, which is important. Why are you using the banner message? Because I want to warn unauthorized persons from attempting to access your device. So I'm using the passwords for that. Okay, very good. Again, I'm encrypting the passwords. I want to use some another message called important one is banner message. I'm warning the unauthorized persons from attempting to access your device. So to create this banner message, okay, on your network device, I want to use the banner MOTD, MOTD, okay now, in the global configuration mode. So banner MOTD. So I want to use the hash unauthorized access on unauthorized, authorized access only. Sorry. Again, I want to end with the delimiter hash. Okay. So these are the basic commands in the switch. Okay. You want to do the practice. If you want to save the configuration, you can save. Now I'll go for theory part. I'll cover up to 70%. So first chapter covers the basic concepts of networking here, network components, or what are the host tools you want to follow. So every computer in a network called as a host or end device, we know that. And servers are computers that provide some information to the end device. Different servers you can see. It may be email servers, it may be a web service, it may be a file service here. So generally the client can use some browsers, okay, web browsers to retrieve this information. You can also call it as a web page from the web server or email from the email server. So what are the end devices you can see? The end device may be a router, it may be a PC, which can retrieve, which can send the information from one location to the other location. The flow of flows through the different networks here, okay, and arrives to the end devices here. So these are components we already discussed in the Cisco Packet Tracer. And what are the intermediary network devices here, which interconnects the end devices here? It may be a switch, it may be a router, it may be any wireless access point, or it may be any firewall, okay, which can generate and retransmit the data signals and maintain the paths between the different networks and notify the devices any errors occurs in the or any communication failures occurs to in the network. So we can see the different network medias, okay, which is carried through the medium and pass the message to travel from the source to destination. So we can use the different cables here. It may be copper, it may be fiber optical, it may be wireless. Next, network representations and topologies. So network representation, what is the topology here? First of all, why you need a topology? Anyone? I think you studied in data communications, you studied in computer networks. These are basic concepts. Switch are two switches. It may be depend upon your system, your depends host in your lab. Okay, how the packet travels? How the packet will traveling? So for your organization, you have one router. Okay, one external router. How many IP addresses are I using in your organization generally? Okay. What type of message? What type of address you can see on network interface card? What is the physical address generally? MAC address. Okay. MAC. Someone is typed. What is the use of MAC address? If you don't understand basics, you cannot understand networks. ఇవన్నీ మనం చూసినట్టే ఉంటాయి టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో, కానీ ఎందుకు యూజ్ చేస్తాం తెలవాలి మనకి ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్. నెక్స్ట్ మోడల్స్ ఇట్లా ఉండవు అన్న, వేరేలాగా ఉంటాయి. మనకు దీనికి కావాల్సింది మనకు ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ వి నీడ్ ద బేసిక్స్ టర్మినాలజీస్. వై యూ యూజింగ్ దిస్ నెట్వర్క్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్, why you are using physical port interfaces. Yes, what is the use of MAC address? What is the size of MAC address? If you don't know the MAC address, the size, if you don't know the size of IP address, IPv4, IPv6, you cannot configure the switch, you cannot configure your host, and you cannot build a network topology here. So you have one, I'll say one example for this. If any packet comes from your friend, okay, you are in a college, in a system, okay, in a lab here, the packet travels to the different intermediate devices and packet come to your router. Okay, your public router, okay, private public router, external router here, you can call it as external router, and the packet with the help of this subnetting, okay, the packet may reach to your switch, your particular router or switch. Then from the switch, how the packet is transferred to your end device, whether it is broadcasted or whether it is only sent to you only. So generally in a router we can call it as a packet. The packet may travel from the different routers or different intermediate devices here. When it reaches to your particular switch, okay, the packet is connected into the frame. You are aware of TCP/IP or OSI model? How many layers in OSI model? 7 layers. Okay, good. In TCP/IP, 4. Good. So in real time, this TCP OSI model never works, but TCP/IP works here. Okay. So network interface card has the MAC addresses here. Okay, 48 bits and 6 byte you can say. Okay, whenever the packet travels to the router, from the external router to a switch, the switch is broadcasting to all the hosts in your LAN network. Okay, only internet host can receive the packet and remaining host may discard the packet here. Simply with the help of ARP or RARP. We are using two protocols. One is address resolution protocol. Next one is the reverse address resolution protocol, to map from the physical address to the logical address or logical address to the physical address here. Okay, now we need some physical port and interfaces to connect to your particular host here. Okay. So there are two types of topologies. One is logical, one is the physical here. So physical location, okay, physical is nothing but you can see the physical location of all intermediate devices. I can see the cable installation here. And logical is nothing but with the help of some addressing schemes or ports, we can connect to the different networks here. Okay. So we can see some common types of networks here. Okay, what is a small size? What is a SOHO? What is a medium large? Worldwide? Small home networks is nothing but you can connect few computers to each other and to the internet here. Small office SOHO, you can say, enables computer within a home or a remote office to connect to cooperate to a network here. And in medium to large networks, many locations with hundreds or thousands of interconnected computers. Worldwide is nothing but such as internet. You can connect millions of devices here. Next, coming to the LAN or WAN. LANs or WANs generally vary from terms of size. Okay, in terms of, you can say, number of users connected, or number of types of service available, and area of responsibility. So generally you can see local area network or wide area network. So what is a local area network? Example, you can see. Any example? So generally LAN is a network infrastructure that spans small geographical area. So generally students will think LAN is nothing but in your lab is a LAN. Yes, very good example can give. Our college labs in a network is a LAN, only LAN. It's a geographical area. You know about BSNL? BSNL network? So BSNL network, Airtel network. So within a region, there is one administrator who handles all the devices here. If you take the BSNL or Airtel can handle all the one particular geographical area. Okay, now it is you have one admin for that. Okay, you can have one infrastructure and you can connect to the different devices here. So LAN is example is a BSNL or Airtel you can take, not your lab. WAN is an example. What is the example for WAN? Wide area network. In that only you can see wide geographical area. It may be a wireless, it may be a wide, whatever it may be. Your internet, I can connect for different devices. Million of devices are connecting. Yes or no? So with the help of IPv4, how many devices you can connect? Generally, 4 billion approximately. Don't say 4 billion, more than 4 billion. So what is the internet? So internet is a collection of, it may be a LANs or WANs. Okay now. So LANs are connected to each other using WANs. So we have some individual groups here which are developed to maintain this structure in the internet. One is IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force, ICANN to assign your IP addresses, IAB, Internet Architecture Board. So we can have different common types of networks. It may be intranet or it may be extranet. Intranet is nothing but a private collection of LANs or WANs, and extranet is nothing but to provide some secure access to a network for individual who work in different organizations that need to data to access on your network here. So extranet may be a suppliers, customers, it may be any collaborators. Intranet is nothing but within a company only, and internet is nothing but worldwide. These are basic things. Internet connections. So for internet connections, you can use the DSL, digital subscriber line, or wireless WANs or mobile services. I can also support IP phones, video conferencing, data center storages, and service providers, and also include DSLs, diesel lines, and metro Ethernet. So different cables you can see. It may be a cable, it may be a DSL, it may be a cellular, it may be a satellite, it may be a dial-up telephone. Previously we were using dial-up telephones, using some modems, and the business internet connections. So higher bandwidth dedicated connections, managed services here. What is a converging network? So previously we are using before converged networks, all the networks are before converged networks, organization would have separately cabled for telephone, video, or data. So each of these network would use different technologies to carry the signal here. So each of these technologies should use a different set of rules and standards. It may be a OSA model, it may be a TCP model. So after that, we can go in for the internet connections. That is nothing but a converging networks here. Different devices are connected with the help of different connections here. So all these converging networks may carry some data, voice, video, and can deliver to the different devices in the network here with the help of some set of rules and standards. Reliable networks. Scalability, quality of service, and security. Okay. What is the fault tolerance? Example for that. So it can impact the limit of failures or effective limit of errors in the devices here, in the network here. So to avoid this fault tolerance, we can use the multiple paths. So with the help of this reliable networks, we can provide some redundancy, but which can be implemented in the packet switching networks here. Generally, we have two types of switches, packet switching networks, and one is the circuit switching networks. Circuit switching is the old one, and we are using the packet switching networks only here. In packet switching networks, generally, the packet is split into the different packets and routed over the different networks here. Okay. So each packet could theoretically take a different path to the destination, but it is not possible in the circuit switch area. Why? Because it is a dedicated path is maintained between the sender and receiver. Or we can say circuit switch is also example virtual networks. Okay. Scalable. What is this of scalable? So scalable network can expand quickly and easily to support new users and applications without impacting the performance of services to the existing users here. So for this, network designers will follow some standards and protocols in order to make the network scalable here. Quality of service. Where you can use this quality of service generally? Example, one is the voice, one is the video transmissions. So if you are not providing the quality of service, how many of you using the dish TVs? Dish antennas? Yes. If one video will coming first and next coming the voice, what will happen? There's some jitter you can see in the transmission here. So what is the jitter? Jitter is nothing but flow of information. The quality of service is the first primary mechanism is to ensure the reliable delivery to the end users here. So with the quality of service policy, the router can more easily manage the flow of data and voice traffic also. Okay. If there is no jitter, the flow is very good. If there is a jitter, first the video will come, then the sound will come. Yes or no? And next one is the security. So there are two main types of network security that must be addressed. One is the network infrastructure security. It may be a physical security of network devices. That means preventing some unauthorized access to the devices. Information security. Next one, protect the information of data transmitted over the network. So for this, we can have the three goals. One is confidentiality, integrity, availability. What is confidentiality? confidentiality. Only authorized person can access your data here. What is integrity? Without modification, without altering your message, without adding any message. Okay, I want to do the transmission here. I'm giving some assurance for my data transmission. So without alteration, without any modification, without adding any extra data, it is called as a integrity. Availability. Availability means only authorized users can access your resources here. This is nothing but a availability. Only authorized users can access the resources. If you take an example, your library. So library can access generally the faculty of MVS sir or students of the MVS sir. Yes or no? These are resources. The library is a resource. Only authorized users can access these resources here. That is what availability, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So these are basics of the network security here. So what are the trends you are going nowadays generally? What is the buyout? Bring your own device. So generally all the students will carry their own devices here nowadays. For online collaborations, video communications, cloud computing, everyone using the laptops, everyone using your mobile phones, high-end devices. Yes or no? Buyout. Bring your own device. For online collaborations, video communications, cloud computing. So buyout may allow to access your personal tools, to access information, communicate using their laptops, notebooks, tablets, smartphones, e-readers. So second chapter is the switch configuration. You can go through it. Okay. First chapter is the basics. Second chapter is the switch configurations. From third chapter, we can have the different layers here. One is the physical layer. Go through the physical layer. Next one is the data link layer. Next one is the network layer. All TCP/IP models layers can be explained here, chapter wise here. In physical layer, what are the bits? Okay, now what are the different types of Ethernets? We are discussing in the physical and data link layer. What is the MAC addresses? Okay, now what is the two types of data link layer? One is logical link layer, one is the MAC layer. We are discussing in the fourth unit, I think, in data link layer. Next, coming to the network layer, already Murali sir has covered network layer. That is, you are subnetting. What are the different types of network layer? AA protocols, ARP, RARP, ICMP, IGMP, IPv4, IPv6 are as discussed in first classes in practical only. Sir, and we'll focus on mainly on the practical. You want to study the theory part? Theory itla untundana mottam. Theory chadavali meer compulsory. Practical lab packet tracer index kelli lab programs cheyali meer compulsory practice cheyali. Packet tracer index. Okay na. Packet tracer index kelte lab programs ఉంటాయి. అవన్నీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. ఇప్పుడు చెప్పిన కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్ కానీ అన్ని ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ తో సహా ఉంటాయి. అవన్నీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తేనే వస్తుంది. ప్రాక్టికల్ ఎగ్జామ్ పాస్ అయితేనే మీకు CCNA మోడల్ సర్టిఫికేషన్ వస్తుంది. థియరీ ఎగ్జామ్ మేము పట్టించుకోము ఎక్కువ శాతం. ఫైనల్ ఎగ్జామ్ ప్రాక్టికల్ ఎగ్జామ్ పాస్ కావాలి.